What's up everybody, welcome back. So a quick video about how to retarget your Mixamo character. In the upcoming AI tutorial I'm going to use a Mixamo character as an enemy. So if you want to join along with that tutorial and you have problems retargeting, then make sure you check out this video. If you already know how to retarget or you're going to use your own enemy character, then you can obviously just skip this video. And if you're here to just learn how to retarget in general, then you can keep watching as well. So we're gonna get a character from the Mixamo website. You can sign up here for free and you get access to a bunch of characters and animations. And we're gonna retarget them to the animation starter pack animations from Epic. They are free from the marketplace, so you can get that pack as well if you want to join along. So I'm gonna start with the project that we ended up with from the first person shooter tutorial on my channel. So if you followed that tutorial, then you can grab that project and start from there. If you didn't follow the tutorial, then you could join the Discord and get the project files from there. And you could also use your own project as long as you have a first person character set up with a line trace weapon, then you should be good to go. So that's if you want to follow along with the AI tutorial that's coming up. So for the retargeting, we're gonna pick the Astra character, at least I did. And I downloaded her, put her on my desktop, renamed the FBX file so it's a proper name. And then so we can just use the normal T-pose download, you don't need to change any settings. And then we're going to go back into the Unreal project and I'm going to import her. So let's create a folder first. And let's call this enemy Astra. And I'm going to drag in the FBX file in here. So default settings should do fine. I'm going to say create new materials and then we're going to import it. Shouldn't take too long, I hope. Oh, come on. We haven't got all day. Let's get going. There we go. So there's a smoothing group error. I don't think there's anything we can do about that. So I'm gonna create a few folders in here quickly to organize this. So textures, materials, and mesh. And I'm gonna drag in the files into the correct folder. So let's move them. So when you import the FBX, it comes with these two animation files. You can simply delete them. There's nothing useful in there. I'm going to open the hair material in here, and there are two duplicate nodes in here. So I'm going to remove those two, and I'm going to select it and set it to be an opaque texture. So at least we can see a little bit, and I'm going to drag this into the specular map. And then that should do for now. So let's drag in the materials into the correct folder as well and put the mesh in the appropriate folder. There we go. So now I'm going to open up the skeleton and we're going to start retargeting. So go to the retarget manager over here. And first we need to select a rig. I'm going to select humanoid rig. And now we need to fill in all of these bones names over here. So I already saved a bone mapping file, so I'm going to load it and it's going to put everything into place. So this is how you want to set it up. You want to skip the root bone, there's none in here, and then you want to set up the hips for the pelvis bone and the spine bones like this. Then you can continue with the left shoulder, left arm, forearm and left hand, and then go to the right side. And on the bottom here you have the leg setup. And after you did that, you're going to show advanced, and then you're going to fill in all the fingers and the hands and stuff as well. So there's no twist bones, so you can leave those empty, and you can also leave the IK bones empty. There are none of those. And the ball is the toe base bone, so set it up like this. So make sure you pause the video if you want to and copy these settings. So after you did that, we can save it and close it down. And then we need to go to the animation starter pack. And we go to the mannequin mesh in there. So first of all, again, we are going to go to the, oh, not to the mesh, to the skeleton, obviously. So let's go to the retarget manager and then select the humanoid rig again. Now, this time all of the bone names are already filled in, so that saves us a lot of time. We don't have to do anything in there. But we do need to change the retarget pose because this guy has a different pose, so that's not going to work. So down here you're going to click the view pose button, and then we can go to the skeleton tree and adjust the bones. So let me get rid of the weapon real quickly. So there we go. So I'm going to select the upper arm and I'm going to make sure that the bone snapping is set to 10 degrees, and then I'm going to lift it up 50 degrees. And then I'm going to select the lower arm and bring it down 10 degrees. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So 50 degrees up and 10 degrees down for the lower arm. Then I'm going to go to a little bit of a top view and I'm going to rotate the lower arms back 30 degrees on both sides. And then let's go to the hands. So first we want to go to the top view with the hand selected and rotate it back 10 degrees. Let me see. Sorry, rotate it to the front 10 degrees. And then you want to tilt it 10 degrees. And then you want to go to the front view and you want to bring it up 10 degrees. And do the same thing on the other side. So let's select the hand again. Let's bring it 10 degrees to the front. Let's tilt it 10 degrees. That was the wrong way. And then from the front, bring it up 10 degrees. So there we go. Then you want to do the fingers. So I'm going to select the first bone of every finger and bring it up 10 degrees. And then the second bone and bring that up 10 degrees as well. So I'm going to do all of this for the index, middle, pinky and ring finger on both sides. So 10 degrees on all of those, but only on the number 1 and number 2 bones. There we go. And for the thumb, I want to select thumb 2, and I'm going to reduce the snapping to 5 degrees, and I'm going to select the green axis. And I'm going to rotate it 5 degrees up, so it's minus 4.8 over here. I can't speak anymore. So now we're going to go back to the right side and do the same thing over there. So I'm going to set the snapping to 10 again and do all the fingers. So the first and the second bone 10 degrees up. Then set the snipping to 5 degrees, select the second thumb bone and rotate the green axis 5 degrees up. And that should do it pretty much. So I'm going to select it back to 10 degrees snipping again. And then we're going to go to the top view. And I'm going to go to character bones and show all hierarchy. And then I'm going to straighten out these first 2 fingers. So I'm going to get the index 1 bone and I'm going to rotate it 10 degrees to the left. And I'm going to reduce the snapping to 5 degrees. And I'm going to rotate the middle finger bone 5 degrees. And do the same on the other side. So get the index 1 and bring it out 10 degrees and the middle finger 5 degrees. There we go. And now we only need to tilt the hands a little bit maybe. And this could be pretty good, to be honest. So this looks pretty good, and I think I'm going to leave it like this. So then we're going to go back to the Retarget Manager tab, and you're going to go to the Modify Pose and then use Current Pose. And then if you hide pose, it's going to go back into its normal A pose, and then View Pose. This is the Retarget pose that we just added. So we're going to make sure that it matches the pose of this new character that we downloaded. So if we look at it over here, so this looks pretty good. So that's what we're doing. So now we can close it down. Let's go to the animation starter pack, and I'm going to simply select everything in this folder over here, except for the character and the blueprint and the example map. And then I think we can simply use everything in here. I'm going to right click, retarget animation assets, and select the Astra skeleton and simply click the retarget button, and it should retarget everything. So that seemed to work. So if you got the first person animation project, then you can also retarget the aim offsets and blend spaces in here. So right click, retarget, and duplicate and retarget. And now if you go to the content folder over here, then all of the new animations are in here and they should look pretty good. So let's see if we pick one that has a little bit of hand movement in it. Something like this. So let's get rid of the bones. So you can see the hands and the fingers, they look pretty good. The wrist is kind of a problem with these characters, but they don't have twist bones, whereas the mannequin does have them, so it's never gonna look perfect, but I've seen worse. So the fingers are pretty lined up. And as long as the wrist isn't turning, it looks pretty good as well. So this is going to have to do. So that's how you retarget a Mixamo character and make sure it looks pretty decent. So the closer you get the pose from the mannequin to the pose of your new character, the better it's going to look. So thanks for watching, and in the next video we're going to start on the AI project setup. So thanks and see you later. Bye bye. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video or you think you might have learned something, please consider leaving a like. I'll be back for more.